Hi, this is Jim, and this is Second Chance, a Moped podcast. And welcome everybody to another week of Second Chance Moped podcast. Goddamn desk! I just noticed my footrest is fucked up. Okay, there we go. That's right. We have professional podcasting here at the second. God damn it! Now my fucking desk is fucked up. I can't put I don't have my lower shelf. I fucked myself up leaving work today. It snowed in Minnesota. Imagine that.
It's snowing right now here, yeah.
Yeah, and I fucking did the hyper extending of the knee when I left work. And then I came home to fucking shovel my driveway and shovel the sidewalk and the front walk, because then the mommy gets mad when she comes over if I don't have it done. Then just had to do this, and my guest was nice enough to do it a little earlier than I normally do, which I kind of dig, because then I can get to the gym, because I was all proud of myself before Thanksgiving. I had lost like 15 pounds, gained all of it back and then some, because you know that whole saying, you can't outwork a bad diet, and I've just been fucking eating like a fool lately. So yay, I've been back in the gym and all that stuff. But I am a bum, and I go out to my garage now, and I'm fuck that. I'm gonna post something. I'll post something a few other places. I don't want to see your bike updates this winter, people. I want to see your shop updates, because that's all I've been doing. I've just been fucking doing shelves and cabinets and reorganizing stuff, and I think I actually have to order stuff and work on bikes again soon maybe. But yeah, this winter's definitely in full swing. I don't think I'm gonna go anywhere over the first, because it's gonna drop right around that. I want to get down to NOLA, but just family, finances, planning on doing the bakers again. I think I have one of my chase person ish. I think I got that lined up, so that's good. And now I just have to fucking complete a bike this time, which is fun. But speaking of which, I remember the first time I heard this person, and I think he was just fucking with everybody. They were talking about Baker's Dozen. He was on Moped Monday, and then I met him this summer finally, which is weird, because like, this is such a hard time for new people like myself in the scene. Granted, like 3 years is very new, but like I jumped in with half a season of rallies and then COVID, and I've been going, and I'm waxing backs and all that good stuff. But like, I've been going around and meeting and visiting people, and like, Jared and I didn't get to talk too much during the Zeros camping trip that I got lucky enough to go on, and then got fucking sick on, which was awesome. It wasn't COVID; it was a fucking cold. Like, it's great. Me and like 3 or 4 people from Kalamazoo got a cold like in August. It was great, or July, whatever the hell it was. But I got to experience Jared just a little bit, and then the other week when Lee and I showed up to the Zero shop, Jared just won me over so much when he kept rewinding a tape. He's like, "Let me show you something pretty sweet. This Tomo's ripping by this French bike," and it was just fucking, and it was just goading Andy. It was fucking great. But I just want to know more about Jared, so that's kind of my MO right now, is getting to know people in the moped community. So I'm gonna have our guest come on and introduce himself, tell us where he's from, club association, all that good shit, and we'll get into it.
All right. Well, hello, everybody. My name is Jared. I am a Toledo Zero. I'm from around the Cleveland area, but I live in Toledo.
Okay.
I have lived here since, I think, 2012.
I got to experience Cleveland when I was picking up my power steering pump for the Scooby-Doo.
I haven't been there in a while, but
It looks about like Toledo.
they're pretty similar.
Yeah.
It's like Detroit and Toledo and Cleveland and Toledo. They're all pretty much the same shit.
Yep.
Go on.
No, I'm good at interrupting people. We'll just start bitching about Midwest weather and stuff like that. Like, I know Ohio is technically Midwest, but it feels so like it's that weird. I know it's Rust Belt as well, and like the East, it's just a weird state that's not quite Midwest because it's on the edge, but it's not quite East Coast. It's just kind of there because I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, it depends on where you're at in Ohio, because Ohio is not that big of a state, but like we're 10 minutes from Michigan and
Yeah.
like an hour from Indiana or whatever.
Yep.
Whereas like if you go to like Dayton, or Cincinnati or something like that, you're right by Kentucky and West Virginia and all that stuff, and it's a totally different like scene, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I got some cousins in I don't even fucking know anymore, but like they're south of you guys somewhere. And like every time I'm in Ohio, like my mom's like, "You should go see Shannon and Charlotte." I'm like, one, no, I want to get out of the only reason why I'm in Ohio is because of the fucking zeros, because you guys make me want to go there, because it's just like driving through southern Minnesota, dude. And everybody's heard me bitch about southern Minnesota and South Dakota enough on this podcast. And fucking Nebraska and all that. It's just flat nothing. Like,
Yeah.
just
we have
PTSD.
a lot of flat nothing.
Yeah.
Like if you take the turnpike, it's you don't even know you're in a different state than the previous 6 states you went through. It's all the same shit.
Pretty much.
You know?
Yep.
Until you get to Pennsylvania, and then it's like, oh shit, there's hills.
It's fucking beautiful. Anyways, people have heard me bitch about fucking all this shit several times, but what we don't know is you, Mr. Jared. So here, Jared, on Second Chance Moped Podcast, we go through people's moped journeys, i.e. the very first time they saw. Hold on, people. I'm gonna pause. I'm not gonna edit shit. My dehumidifier is going, and it's gonna fucking drive me nuts. So, Jared, entertain everybody for a second.
All right. Well, like I said, I moved to Toledo in I think 2012. And probably saw my first moped. Well, I mean, I'm sure I've seen them without realizing how sick they were.
What did I miss?
Nothing yet.
Okay.
But so a couple of our friends,
pause, Jared. I might have missed it, but I'm a weird. People give me shit about this all the time, but I got this weird thing with numbers. What year is this?
This is 2012, possibly going on 2013.
Okay.
Possibly.
We'll say, yeah. It's not. I don't need it to be finite, but like I always like to know what's going on in the world. So,
but
the great battle of Kalamazoo has subsided.
Right. Yeah. Something like that. And so a couple of our friends that I was in a band with, they each had a Tomos. And they knew Andy from the Zeros. And so, everyone's like, get a moped, and I was like, well, sure, I guess. Like, I don't know anything about mopeds, but they can't be that hard, right?
Yeah.
So it was like that winter. It might have been, I think it was between 2012 and 2013, or could have been whatever, the next year. I got a Sox 505 1D. I don't know what the frame was. It was like a Yardman or something. It was a weird looking red frame.
Top tank or step through?
It was a step through. I placed my first streets order. I think I paid $100 for the bike. Did not run.
What was your first streets order then? Let me ask you, since you brought it up.
First streets order, I think it was like $545, something like that.
Nice. Do you remember what you got?
Yeah. Andy was like, here, get this.
Helping you.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, it's a Sox. You just need this stuff. So I got like an Athena and an MLM intake and a VM18 and that quick pipe, whatever that they don't make anymore, the Liesel or whatever. I don't know the name of the company. And built it, and I rode it, I think, once, and the flywheel came off. The magneto, because I didn't tighten down the nut.
Yep.
And I was ripping, and that thing, it was doing 8K, 9K, something like that.
And then it goes flying by.
It was just gone. So I had to go get it from underneath someone's car like 3 blocks away.
Oh, wow, you did find it, though.
I did find it. I didn't find the nut, but so I had to do the walk of shame back to the old shop, the OG shop. And Yeah. But then my wife got a Tomos, an A3 Bullet, the orange one.
Now, were you two dating or married at this time?
We were dating.
Okay.
We had been dating for a couple years.
Okay.
So then I kind of gave up on the socks and became a Tomos guy with my wife's A3, not my now wife's A3. Best engine, by the way. If you don't have a moped, you want one, Tomos A3. Pretty much bulletproof. Kind of.
I'm trying not to give people shit too much, especially people I kind of know a little bit of the backstory too. So, and are you sourcing this through the zeros at this point? Are you?
Yeah, I'm talking to Andy. You know,
well, I'm just wondering, how'd you find that bike? Was it something Andy had laying around, or was it a Craigslist?
No, we went out to this dude's house in the middle of nowhere, Toledo, and he had that.
Oh, I've driven through Toledo all fucking Sunday morning. Everywhere in Toledo's middle of nowhere,
except like straight up downtown.
There's a downtown. I know where Walmart is.
It's like this big.
Okay. I say this all with love, people. Don't worry about it. Some people get a little sensitive.
This dude, he had like a big property and a big barn and whatnot. And he had the socks, and then he had a 1983 Hobbit, the black one, PA52.
Ooh.
And Andy's like, you should buy this. And I was like, I don't know. The other one's German, like German engineering. I was like, I'm getting that one. Andy was like, you're an idiot. But he helped me build the socks anyways. Because I think the Hobbit was 150. And it was, everything was there.
Yeah. I fucking hate you.
But
talk about we can jump now to like that whole thing. I'll ask people the dumbest thing they've done in mopeds. I bought a socks over a fucking 83 black Hobbit. Yeah,
that's probably. I mean, I've had some stupid trades that I've made, but
yeah,
they've made the people happy that got the bike that I traded them. So
yeah, but still, dude, that's like that's beautifully stubborn, is what that is.
Well, I didn't know anything. Like that was my first bike. I was like, I don't know, like German engineering. I didn't know that. I mean, obviously, I know Honda is like a great brand for pretty much everything they make.
Yeah,
but I was like, this one's German.
It's like potato.
Yeah, Audi, like Volkswagen. I don't know.
Socks. It's all the same.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same shit. But now, funny enough, I have a 1983 Black Hobbit. So,
dude, yeah, yeah. I see them. I think I see one or yours or Andy's every time I'm in the.
We have the same. We have the exact same one.
Yeah, I've got one in my basement. I haven't done anything with. I bought it a year ago, and like, okay, it needs to go in the basement because I got so much other shit going on right now, and more shit gets stacked on top of that. So that's gonna be like a time capsule. Maybe I'll get to it one year, but not this year.
It's pretty great. I mean, it's a super mild build, but it starts every time, and it'll run forever.
You guys got those Stocko builds on those, right?
Yeah, Stocko Shocko with clone. I think there's 16 millimeter carbs.
Yeah, great combo.
Peroma circuit.
Yep.
And I put some 2.5 inch tires on it, and grips, and that's it.
Yeah, does 45 all day.
41, but it gets there.
Ooh.
Oh, and I have a dirty 6 roller.
Okay. I'm trying to think. I had mine out. That's your story. Never mind. I'm sorry.
They both do 41, and like we have the exact same build. And those are like our twinsy bikes,
When I got a trick or two, I'll have to show you about if you want to tear into it one of these days, especially if I'm at the swap meet.
Do you have a freewheel? Speaking of the swap meet, do you have a freewheel for a Honda Hobbit?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Mine's locked up. Mine's been locked up since I bought it. So
I'll bring.
There's no pedal start.
When we're done, like if you can remember, remind me like week of the swap meet or whatever, because I was like, I'll just throw up my car. I don't know which car I'm taking there. So I was literally just stacking my freewheels as like a part of my shop organization. I've got like 2 or 3.
I haven't been able to find one.
Yeah.
And I've had this bike for like 2 or 3 years now. 2 years
Yeah,
probably.
no big deal.
Sick.
Yeah. See, making connections already on the show. So if anybody need, I got one more spare one, people. If you, and I've given like 3 of them away because like, well, dude, that's the thing, and you know, Jared, you're in the zeros. Like, you start getting bikes, and they just fucking find you, and they're $100. They're like, you feel kind of dirty. You're like, fine, I'll take it.
Throw it in the car. Put it next to the other one.
Mm-hmm. But so you're building bikes. You're you got that socks. The flywheel comes flying off it. You did the walk of shame.
Yeah. So then that bike got put on the back burner for forever, pretty much. We did eventually raffle it off. We rebuilt it and everything, or we put a different motor on it and raffled it off. Probably like 4 or 5 years ago, something like that. But then my next bike was my Telmos, my white one.
Mm-hmm.
So that's been a money pit for sure.
How do you feel about spraglets?
Useless. Although I haven't watched the YouTube video, and I've heard that it's very informative.
Graham makes I know nothing about Tomoses. Graham makes a pretty decent argument why you need them. And I go around with people at work a lot, especially the guards and shields and stuff like that. These engineers are pretty smart people. Generally, if they put that in there, it's for a reason.
Yeah, but I mean, I tried the whole putting a new one in, but it never lasted more than like just starting the bike, and then it's just gone. So
we'll have to yeah. Maybe. Like I said, I have no dog in this hunt because I'm not a Tomos person.
I got to rebuild my bottom end. So
yeah,
but anyways, maybe I'll try
it. I just got a calendar notification. We're supposed to be doing a podcast later today. So we'll have to make sure. But anyways, so you got that. What was your next bike then? If you did that Sax and then kind of
and then I got the Tomos. I got my white Tomos. Yeah,
your white Tomos. Okay,
the Trooper. That's had every part thrown at it that an A3 can possibly have, that I know of, including parts that don't exist.
But let's.
And then I don't know what I got after that. Jesus, I think I had like 15 bikes or something. Nice.
What's your? I know you love your Tomos, but other than Tomos brand, what's your other go-to?
Derby.
Goddamn scooter kids.
I
joke. Derbies
I only have. Listen, I got a stock piston port with 16-inch wheels.
Yep.
And a pipe.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep.
It does 40, but it's perfect. There's nothing wrong with it. Brakes are great. The horn works.
Brakes are key. Work. Yeah. What was your? You fell into the zeros right away. It sounds like. What was your first experience with moped culture outside? And you guys, I talk how great Richmond is, and it's really great. It's really awesome. To at least from an outsider's perspective, Richmond's kind of the linchpin of the East Coast, and the more I'm learning about the scene, like in just overall in the Midwest, like you guys, the zeros, I think it's because you guys are so damn active right now in general. You guys kind of seem to be the linchpin of the scene in kind of that Ohio, Michigan, Tennessee area, just because you guys always have shit going on.
Well, like it said on our old license plates, Ohio is the heart of it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was your first interaction with people outside of like the zeros kind of Detroit scene? Like, what was your first outside rally? I don't know.
Well, I was going to say my first outside rally was Motor City Riot.
Yeah. But that's like an hour away. So that's like going. That'd be like for me going to see Hoarder Eric down in Mankato and go ride mopeds with him. Yeah, I'm riding in a different town, but I'm really not.
Yeah, that was my first rally, or well, I think a Zeros rally was my first rally, but my first out of town rally was Motor City Riot.
Was
And
that one
again,
of the
that's
you probably won't get murdered rallies?
it was, yeah.
Okay, God,
Uh,
I gotta get to that. I hope they bring that back because I was so bummed out I never got to go to one.
yeah, I think I went to a couple of those. But I guess my first far away rally, uh,
More than 5 hours, we'll say.
probably the Swoops, I think, was
Right?
probably my first far away rally. Because I mean, we went to like Louisville,
Mm-hmm.
somewhere in Kentucky, but that's only like 4 hours, 5 hours maybe from here. Um, but yeah, the Swoops in Atlanta, I think that was probably the
What was
farthest rally.
what was that like going to see those guys? Because that's a totally different moped culture. I mean, it's all mopeds. We're all fucking crazy if we're into mopeds. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I love how weird people can be, but it's like, dude, you're in mopeds. You're insane. Like, we are trying to make these unreliable bikes reliable, and we get upset when they don't. It's just silly to me.
That's probably one of my favorite rallies I've ever been to. It was hot. It was wild. My bike broke down. Um,
What bike did you bring down? Your white Hobbit, or did you bring something else?
my Saxon Rally. It's a Sax Prima frame with a V1 on it,
Okay.
but it's stock with a pipe. So it's pretty hilly. I mean, it's more hilly than Toledo. Anything's more hilly than Toledo, but yeah, it didn't make it. My shaw broke. Like the body of the car
Was it a clone
shattered.
carb or was it
No,
an
it was a
actual
real
shop?
Lordo. Yeah,
Oh wow! Like, how
but
does that happen?
it's probably because I was beer can shimming it and I tightened it too much.
Yeah, that'll happen. And I kind of answered my own question. Mopeds. That's how it
Yeah,
happened.
yeah.
Um,
But that was a good rally.
what what year do you think that was? Like 14, 15, or was that right away in your moped?
14. It was when they had like the ISIS flag as their rally logo. It was like breakdown and die number 7. You could see. I
Okay.
guess you'd have to look up what year that was, but 2014 sounds about right.
Okay.
It could have
Uh,
been 2016. I don't know. I'm
yeah,
terrible with years.
it's all right. Um, so you're kind of getting out, seeing the scene. What does the wife think about this at this point? Like, I
I
mean,
mean, she's a zero, so
yeah.
she
Well, I'm
has
saying it. I'm
she has
saying it
just as many.
first. I'm saying it
Oh,
first when you start getting into the moped scene. Like,
well, like I said, she got because I got that socks, and then she got her Telmos,
hmm
and hers worked. So we were riding that around, and then we both got inducted into the zeros at the same time.
oh, that's rad, dude.
Yeah, so she's been there the whole time that I have.
Yeah, and
Uh,
it's not too surprising that just a little bit I know about your wife, like that she would dig this culture as well.
oh yeah, I mean, what's not to dig
Yeah.
besides breaking down?
Well, you subtract the moped factor out of it, then it's just fucking perfect.
Hmm.
Um, what what was that was that in your first year of mopeds, or what was that process like prospecting or even thinking about getting into the zeros?
I mean, it's really similar to how it is now. Just hang out, ride, wrench. Uh, that's pretty much it. As
Yeah.
long as you wrench and you ride and you're there for like important events and like helping out around the shop with like stupid stuff like cleaning the shop, like shit like
Hmm.
that. It's pretty much the same as it is now.
Yeah. Um, what what was your thought of how unique that is for you guys to continuously having a shop like that? Because I'm just amazed how dedicated your members are to that. Because like you hear about different cities and communities having a shop for a year, and then
Mhm.
somebody's always holding the bag, and something happens, blah blah blah. But like,
Yeah.
what what part have you played in maintaining a shop in your community? Because you're a long-term member of the Zeros. Like, how has that been for you? And like with your wrenching, do you wrench exclusively at the Zero shop, or do you have like stuff in your garage at home that you just? Because I think that's rad as hell that you guys all get together, but I don't think I could get anything done. I don't get anything done now in my garage apparently, but like,
I actually don't have a garage,
no, well,
so I do all my wrenching at the shop. But when we first moved here, we lived in an apartment, and there was like a, I don't know, 4 or 5 car garage that was just full of shit. There were no cars in it, so I did some wrenching in that garage. But now I do my wrenching solely at the shop because I don't have space for it. Well, I do, but I'm not allowed to bring mopeds inside. So,
so the wife's cool, but not that cool.
Yeah, I've been yelled at before.
Yeah,
for that.
My ex-wife had to come over to the house the other week, and she had to go downstairs for something. She's like, "So it finally happened." I'm like, "What are you talking about? You brought mopeds into the house?" And like, I honestly. It's one of those things, and dude, like, especially being at the Zeros, like, out of sight, out of mind, you kind of forget about shit. And then you say, oh, yeah. I'm like, oh, yeah, there is a moped downstairs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I just do all my wrenching at the shop. And, I mean, we have our dues. Mm-hmm. So, basically, I just pay my dues. And if the shop needs carb cleaner, or, like, sometimes the shop pays for it, sometimes it's whatever. But, if we need spark plugs, carb cleaner, zip ties, like, just random shop shit, it's like, we kind of take turns getting it for the most part. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's nice now that we're not renting anymore from a landlord. Like, Andy's our landlord now. Yeah. So it's like, it's pretty cool.
Well, yeah, that, like, Sarah was kind of telling me some of the issues your old building is now going through. I'm like, wow, that just shows you what a right move they made by purchasing the building that they did. And it's like, I'm grateful for it because it gave me a spot to fix my power steering pump at. What was your best moped score? Like, find or score or anything? Like, I can't believe I got this deal type of deal.
Mint condition Magnum. It was just the MK2, the silver one with spokes, mint condition, for $50.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
In Ohio, that sounds about right.
It was about 3 minutes from our old shop, from our old shop, 2 shops ago.
Yeah.
This dude was driving by and he saw us wrenching outside, and he's like, "Oh, I used to have one of these pooches, And I was like, "Oh, did it look like, was it like a motorcycle, or did it look like a little kid's bike or whatever?" Mm-hmm. He's like, "No, it looked like a motorcycle." And I was like, "All right." He's like, "Actually, I have it still. It's over at my ice cream truck shop." He worked on ice cream trucks. So like,
did he have good weed then, or what?
I don't know, probably. But he handed me a business card, and like, I totally forgot about it. And then like a couple months went by, and I was like, I'm gonna call this dude because I want to go look at this Magnum. Like, it's got to be a Magnum. Yeah. Because he said it was silver and like, it was a pooch. I was like, all right. Yeah. So I called him up, and we get there, and it's like gorgeous. It's super dusty, but like, I could tell that there's no dents, there's no scratches. The seat's mint. Everything's there. And so we go to take the gas cap off. Andy was with me. Mm-hmm. We're like, I got to look at the tank, because if the tank's bad, this is not worth anything to me. Yeah. And we can't get the gas cap off. We didn't have any tools with us. So I was like, well, fuck, the tank's probably rusted to shit. Yep. And he's like, well, I'll tell you what. I got $50 in it. And I was like, well, would you do $50? He's like, yeah. I was like, all right.
Dude, yeah.
So we get back to the shop, and we grab a pair of channel locks and just pop that gas cap off that has not been off since the 70s. And it's just absolutely mint condition in there. Like
Oh, dude.
there was not a speck of rust inside the tank. It's the
Dude,
cleanest tank I've ever seen.
that's so fucking awesome. Like,
yeah, that's the
how much
best steel.
how much do you ride that thing though?
I don't. It was too big for me. I rode it for a
Oh.
while. Like that day actually we kitted it. We put like a 50 K star on it and an Estral, and I don't know. We still had I think a 14 Bing maybe,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just like a cruiser. And I put Pirellis on it and new grips and whatnot. Then one of our other members, Travis, crashed it in a telephone pole.
Aw.
So I fixed that, and then I ended up selling it actually to Robert up in Detroit.
Okay.
So he rides it all the time.
Nice, dude. And that makes me happy. What was it? I was going to ask you something like, what was that little Honda? Was it not that you were riding when me and you went to the corner store?
My SR.
Yeah, dude, I fucking dig that thing.
It's stupid fast.
And it's stupid, just cute. It's like,
actually, that's on par with the Magnum because Matt Brand gave that to me.
Oh wow!
But he couldn't get it to go very fast, and he moved to Arizona at the time, and he's like, I'm taking one moped. I can't take all these bikes. And he gave me the SR, and I was like, sick. I don't have any parts for it, but I'll make it work.
It's the same top. It's a PA top end, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, you can.
So I didn't have any spares. I didn't have any kits laying around. I
No.
still don't have any kits laying around for Hondas, but I was like, well, shit, I'll take it. I'll fix it. And now it rips.
For anybody who's listening right now, like go look up the Honda SR.
It's an Express SR.
Yeah, Express SR. Those Expresses, I want to get one just to play with, but A, I don't have time. B, they're going for stupid money right now, which just baffles me.
The plastics are expensive. They're hard to find, plastics.
Yeah.
And the motor is really good. It's an NX50. It's dual variated. It can rip. Like, it can rip.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
It just comes on a little tiny mini scooter frame, and you're like...
And it's got that blue that I like. It's like a porta potty or petty blue.
Yeah, it's in between like porta potty and robin's egg, somewhere in there.
Yeah. What is the? I was gonna ask you another. So, what was it like blowing up your hard season your first kit? I mean, you already talked about the flywheel coming off, so like, what was that? You've never hard seized?
I've never hard seized while riding. I hard seized. Actually, that was a soft seize.
Okay.
I've never hard seized. I have soft seized, but both times the bike was on the stand.
Okay.
And the one time was actually both of them were traumatic. The first time was on a V1. I had that Pook, the spacer from Space thing. Maitland had actually brought us some like first edition boys, and I put a 70 TCCD on a Roadmaster V1, and that thing ripped until it didn't, and then it just blew up one day. It caught it, like the back of the skirt caught on the spacer or something happened, and it was not happy.
Yeah.
And then my Tomos, I blew up on the center stand because I was revving it.
That always makes me nervous when people
snapped the con rod in half.
Wow, dude, I've never just from revving it. Wow. Makes me wonder all sorts of questions now.
But the piston, I'm still running the piston.
Good for you. you got me baffled.
No, I got a new piston, but I'm still running the cylinder.
Okay.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, that always, like, when people rev their fucking bikes on a stand, it always makes me nervous. Like,
I didn't think I was that high in the range, but apparently I was.
I'm always terrified the kickstand coming down for some reason, or just doing just fucking gone. Like, oh, okay, there goes a moped.
Yeah.
What was it like throwing your first Zeros rally?
Let's see. First rally when I was a member. God, what was that? I don't even know which one it was. That was probably Don't Drink the Water. I think that was 20. When did we have the algae bloom? When the hell was that? 2014, maybe?
Sure.
I don't know. It was fun. Andy's been doing it for so long that he made it. It was like easy. He just told you like, here, do this, do that, and I don't know, sell T-shirts or something. Like I was like, okay, that's easy.
Speaking of like Andy figuring shit out and doing it all the time, what was I'm gonna bring it up and I don't care. What was your experience like at the old MA20?
That was a blast too. We brought the party as always. I shit all over myself because we didn't have bathrooms.
Oh yes.
And I wasn't squatted like far enough back. I just shit like all over myself. It's a disaster.
Just a disaster. You guys are gonna have to watch the YouTube show for this because Jared, just the look of defeat in his face is just beautiful. Just like, god damn it.
Yeah. But it was fun. I mean, the event was fun. I think the Zeros made it fun.
Yeah, I just heard Andy telling a little bit of it, so I'm like, oh, I wonder what Jared was doing during this time. Like, Andy with his PT Cruiser.
Oh yeah, the PT Cruisers with their everyone had their sunroofs open and we had sound systems blaring and we were all sitting on top of the cars. Pretty sure a lot of people were on mushrooms. If I had to guess.
That wouldn't be too surprising. Since I think I might have accidentally kicked off your girl squad for Baker's Dozen this past week because I was asking Sarah if she was. I was looking for Chase, and then
yeah.
And then all of a sudden, oh, we're not. I don't know if we can do that because we're doing it today. I'm like, dude, that's fucking rad. What was your experience? Because you did the year. You've done Baker's, correct?
Yeah, we did 2019.
Okay, what was that experience like for you? And what was your bike setup?
Well, it was probably one of the coolest adventures I've ever been on. You know, it was grueling, but also like the moment you got to the destination, like took your helmet off and it's like, oh, thank God I can party. And, and I'm not dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a ton of fun because we did Detroit to Boston. And it was like we had to do it, you know, like the first stop was Toledo.
Yeah.
It's like we can't just be the first stop and not start in Detroit and do the whole thing. Like that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to do it. We were in second place for the first 3 days, I believe. And then the wheels started falling off. You know, but it was Andy built. We didn't build a bike for Bakers. We just picked a bike out of Andy's stash, you know. He's like, well, this one's got a big tank and it's kind of comfortable, so that's perfect. And I was like, it's not even comfortable. Yeah, the tank's big, but okay, whatever. Like, I don't have to work on it to start the race. Like, whatever.
What bike was it?
It was a Safari Top Tank V1.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, the tank was big, and that's pretty much all it had going for it.
The fuel brakes, capacity.
Yeah, the brakes barely worked. It wasn't very fast. No, it just, I don't know. It wasn't great, but Andy was all about it, so whatever. I'll ride it if I have to.
What was some of the long stretches that you put in for miles? Was it just kind of fill up and get off, or?
I did that was my first stretch. Or no, I did the Toledo. I left Toledo on the way to Erie, PA was the next stop. So I rode out of Toledo and I just was ripping through downtown, definitely stopping at all the red lights.
Definitely.
And I got, just headed east towards Erie, PA. And I went until pretty much ran out of gas, which I think was like, it was only like 90 miles, but it felt like forever.
Yeah.
Might have been more than 90 miles because that's not even to Cleveland. But I don't know where I stopped. I ended up in some dude's front yard, and it was like 1,000 degrees out, and he was like staring at me. I had my shirt off. I'm like throwing up. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, and then I rode through some part of New York. I don't know, because we didn't make it out of New York, but we made it all the way to like the end of New York.
Mm-hmm.
So I rode. I don't know if it was Saratoga Springs. That was super hilly, and there's a lot of horse shit in the middle of the road.
Yeah,
like actual horse shit,
Yep.
fecal matter. And we didn't have a front fender, of course, so
That's one thing I never got in mopeds. Why people take off the front fender? I don't get it. Like
bigger tires, or it just doesn't. You just take it off, and then you don't feel like putting it back on because it's like annoying, I guess.
I don't know, dude. I'm a dork for front fenders, especially the Hobbit one, since they're so beautiful. Like
that's funny because I don't have one on my Hobbit. I have one on pretty much every other bike.
That's terrible. Do you know where your fender?
It wouldn't fit over my tire.
Well, yeah, that's why, because you're going the wrong direction. You got to get away from the two wide ones and go skinny boys, 2-inch.
But it looks so good with the 2.5s.
Dude, the 2-inch bike tires, dude, they're fucking sexy as hell.
They look like death traps.
Nah, they're actually, I will say this, my Hobbit that I have 2-inch tires on, it's all about the rear shocks. It's probably the most comfortable bike that I have right now because those EGR hydros that you can get off of trades. Oh my God. Like I will preach the gospel of those things. They make such a difference.
Yeah, I don't care about comfort that much. I weigh like
until you ride pounds. A comfortable bike.
Yeah. I mean, my SR is comfortable.
Yeah, you're right.
The Hobbit's pretty comfortable.
Ish.
Yeah. I mean, it's all about the seat. I don't know. I don't have any meat on my ass. So, like, as long as the seat's comfy, I'm good. Like,
and that's why I love the 78 Hobbits because they have that Springer seat to them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they're just uber comfortable. I'm blanking on anything. Have you made it out? What's the farthest west you've made it to a rally? Oh, I was going to ask you, are you thinking about doing Bakers this coming year?
No.
It starts in the great land of Lincoln, Nebraska.
Oh, yeah, I'm on the old Baker's Dozen chat. But it's the farthest west. I don't have time for Bakers this year because like I'm in school.
Oh yeah.
And I can't really miss that. I mean, I could, but like making it up would suck. So.
Oh, dude, you gotta take care of real life responsibilities. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. Farthest west. I feel like I haven't even been west for like anything. Hell?
Dude, you got to. Like that's you got to make it out to one of those Nebraska or I don't know who's doing what for rallies this year. Like that I think I don't know. I don't know if the Casserolers are doing one this year or not. I'm not on the pulse of the scene, so I'm just over here.
My final answer for that would be Kalamazoo is the farthest west I've ever been. I've been there a lot of times, but
that's like an hour.
No, it's like 2.5 hours from here.
Okay, I don't know any Michigan geography at all. So yeah.
I don't even know if that's actually west of here. I'm just kind of guessing.
I think it's north. I don't know.
Well, it's definitely north, but I don't know.
It's over yonder. It's over yonder. We'll say that.
Yeah.
What's the coolest rally you've been to? Like the one that you just said, like you said, you really dug the swoops, but like if you had like a fun time and like just nothing bad happened.
The Chicago rally was pretty good.
Okay. What?
I went to Reston Pizza 6 66666 or whatever it was.
Okay.
And that was Megan and I went and we met the Moped there. And Megan and I were the only zeros there. And that was pretty great. It was really hot. The ride was really long, or at least it felt long. It was 63 miles, but a lot of it was in downtown. So it was like,
yeah, that's a lot of fucking riding in Chicago.
Yeah. It was a long day and it was very hot. And we slept in a parking garage underground, which you would think would be nice and cool.
Nope.
It was hotter than outside. There was a Taco Bell cantina, I believe it's called, across the street from the parking garage. Where they serve beer and shit and margaritas. Oh. That was the first time I've ever been to one of those. That was pretty cool.
I just can't do Taco Bell. I'm sorry, my guy. Like I can but dude, if they're serving booze there, it's gonna be a win. Any fast food place that serves booze is that's a gold mine right there.
It was literally right across the street from the parking garage we were sleeping in. So it was like, it was air conditioned. If you wanted food, you could get food.
Yeah,
you know? And they had beer and shit. And it was air conditioned is the main thing.
Beer and air conditioning in the hot summer, in Chicago. I can only imagine how great that must have felt getting in there. What did you think? And I'm just pulling questions out of my ass at this point. What did you think when Andy said they're thinking about buying a shop?
Well, it was par for the course. We had been looking for a shop to buy for years. We had visited, probably 24 buildings, trying to find the right one with the least amount of work for the best price for best location, and so it was just, we finally found one. That was it. It was just a waiting game, trying to find the right one. And I love our shop. It's like 6 minutes from my house, 7 maybe, but
yeah.
A bunch of the members live real close too, like within like a mile.
Yeah. So, it's got that dope little corner store a few minutes away. You and I went to, Sarah and I went to. Sarah, you owe me $5 still. Yeah, dude, it's a great location. I love what you guys will do sometimes and just pull bikes out front. And this is a great way to advertise mopeds in general and just wrench on bikes out front in the summertime, like I saw.
And if it's nice out, we're going to be wrenching outside.
Yeah.
Like that's because that goes back, at least for me, that goes back to the OG shop, the 3-car garage where there's barely any room to walk inside. So if it's nice out, I'm wrenching outside. Because there's no room inside to do it. Yeah. I mean, you could, but you'd have to move bikes and it was a hassle. So if it's nice out, I'm still going to wrench outside. Just take whatever tools you think you need, just bundle
grab a 13, a 10, a M5, Allen.
Yeah. You'd probably get it done.
Yeah.
A flathead and a hammer.
Yeah. Definitely a hammer. Definitely a hammer. So how many bikes do you have at the Zero Shop right now? Because that's always the lure or the urban legend of the moped community is how many bikes do they have in the Zero's shop or who's got what? And
we've got to be pushing 230, if not more.
Yeah.
I feel like last time we counted, there were way less bikes. And you just got 2 Pacers 2 days ago. Fuck. I mean, they're rusty and crusty and gross, but 2 MO1 Pacers.
Well, I think I'm gonna bring PA52 to the swap meet to sell. So, and I'm probably just gonna be looking to cover my tolls. So somebody's gonna get a deal.
That's got Evil Steve written all over it.
Okay.
He wants a Hobbit.
Well, 78. I think 78 and 83 are the best. Just
is it what is that, red?
Yellow. Yep. It's got the good Springer seat.
It'll get sold for sure.
Oh yeah, and it'll probably be because I'm an idiot and said yes to somebody, and what can I say? What do you talked about your school, but like as of right now, what are you looking forward to for mopeds this coming summer?
Hopefully a rally.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we were super gung ho about doing a rally, and now it's like, I don't know, like maybe we can't do a rally again, which would suck.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing our swap meet as of now. Like everyone's got to, be waxing backs and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully we'll do a rally. I like hosting rallies. I like going to rallies the same amount, I guess. It doesn't matter to me. Sleeping on the floor and riding a moped, that's fun.
Yeah. It doesn't get old, does it?
No, it doesn't, because it's always different every time.
Yeah.
Even if the weather is different, it's like, oh, this is weird.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Yeah, dude, I can't thank you enough and the hospitality the Zeros have given me over the past year or so of knowing each other. It's great that I know you guys now because like I've jumped out to the East Coast a few times and like I figured I needed to meet and learn more about that gap in between, and I am tickled to death because I am coming out to the swap meet and I'm very excited to do so. And spend like I never that'll be the extended stay in Toledo because like I'm always there for a night and then I gotta get back on the road, so it'll be good.
Yeah, it's always fun to stay the whole weekend and get to deal with all the shenanigans that come along with that, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you probably have a blast.
Yeah, I'm definitely bringing a helmet because if it's above 40, I'm gonna try to get people to ride mopeds.
I mean, everyone always says we're not gonna ride, and we always do.
Yeah,
it's like it doesn't matter. Just bring warm clothes and a helmet and gloves. We're not supposed to ride, but don't bring a bike.
Bring one to sell. Okay.
Yeah, you can bring bikes to sell. Do not bring a bike to ride. But bring a helmet, and I don't know where you'd find a bike to ride at our shop,
Yeah. It'd be a tough one.
It's real tough.
Yeah. All right, Jared. I can't thank you enough for coming on Second Chance, a Moped podcast. Don't forget, everybody, wherever you're getting this, please like, subscribe, and all the good stuff with that. Thank you for checking out the YouTube channel. If you got any suggestions, hit for the show, for guests or ideas or whatever, hit me up at Second Chance Pod on Instagram, Second Chance Moped at gmail.com. The YouTube channel Second Chance, a Moped podcast, and same with all your podcast catchers is what it's referred to as now. Jared, I can't thank you enough for coming on Second Chance, a Moped podcast, and don't forget, my guy, mopeds are dumb.
Yep. Thank you for having me, sir. I appreciate it.
Talk to you later. Bye.
Yep.